This is KVCI.blogspot.com, YouTube Boston G.B.R. Also got Doc Ghetto Child. Today is December the 10th, 2011, and we are on our way to Rosewood. Many of you all seen the movie, but you haven't seen me and Doc ride to that location until today. So we're going to do what we do. This just is an introduction. I was called by a young lady by the name of Miss McNair, Lisa McNair. She had listened to my YouTubes and concerning the Rosewood, and she decided to get some students and asked me if I would come down and give a tour at Rosewood. And so I called my brother Robinson, and he called, well, let Doc explain that part of it. Explain who you called down in Florida, my brother.
Dr. Marvin Dunn. He's the owner of the property that's bringing the old Rosewood back to life if possible for historical events that take place there. And the people that check Brother Rhynes out on the YouTube site there is from the University of Orlando and students from that university, and they was touched by the video. This is indeed a pleasure, man, to be out here with you this morning.
Yeah, well, I appreciate having you to go along. We thought that Mr. Daniels and Freddie Richardson might be with us, but they had other things to do. But as we are traveling, YouTube watchers, this is what we do. As you know, I said earlier, President of the Valdosta Lowndes County branch, Lee Touchton, and myself, we're down to Port St. Joe, Florida, Thursday to try to give a hand to help those people at the biomass plant down there. And it was a successful meeting, but we had to come back to do this. And so while we are riding to Rosewood, Doc and I just going to talk to you because this is what we do. Not only do we talk, but we get solutions, and we are dead on the issues. As Doc Robertson always say, let's get some money on the south side of the railroad track of social and economic divide. And my beautiful brother, I was telling you about, I've started posting on YouTube concerning the talk radio celebrity Frank Barnes, and attaching him with his sponsors as well as Valdosta State University. I want people to understand what we in Valdosta listen to, the mindset of the news media. I have been saying for 20 or 30 years that there's a pattern and practice of keeping the people in our community ignorant. Right. And so we want to try to do our best to break that, and we want to work with the newspapers and television stations to ensure that the public is truly and duly informed. Doc, is on you.
Well, you know what we're dealing with today is integrated segregation. Integrated segregation is what we're dealing with. And those guys like Frank Barnes, or Barnaby, or whatever his name may be, is idiots out there that promote racism indirectly and inject that venom into society that they can try to keep it one-sided, but knowing all the time that it's a direct reflection of racism into an integrated system. See, this integrated system induced integrated segregation, where a group is pulled out of a group and yet discriminated against by distinction, you know? So, therefore, when you went over the coastal plains the other day, where they was paying the light bill,
yes, sir,
people was out there from 9 o'clock in the afternoon until 8 o'clock the following day.
Yes, sir.
I understand there was a couple of fights broke out there. And there was at least 300 people. Out of the 300 people, the ratio shows that only 6, maybe 7 of those people were white. So that's a scenario of its own. It's a picture that's grown. It's showing the disparities that's within our community, and it shows how one-sided that it is. We don't. If you put monies into a community, you change the environment. When you change the environment, you indeed change the people. You change all the ethics of the ethical way of things, of how people think. The whole 9 yards. You rekindle hope in a real way, not a how would we say it, an illusion of hope.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Doc, I've watched you since you have engaged the city, county, and state of Georgia, and even up through into including Washington, D.C. and the Department of Justice. But what really impressed me was a message that you gave the city council some time ago. And I'm going to play a little bit of it if I can find it. And to see what you were saying to city council, and of course then Mayor John Freddie was our mayor. And
citizens who would like to be heard.
Let's listen to that now.
Good evening. Good evening. Very beautiful afternoon. What we see displayed here this afternoon. It's a great honor to be here. My name is John Robertson. I live at 3227 San Julian Circle in Lake Park. Yes, sir. I've come here before. And I've mentioned something about the disparity studies.
Let me interject right here. Doc, why were you up there before city council in the first place? What did you hope to accomplish?
Well, it's not so much as what I hope to accomplish, it's what we are going to accomplish.
Okay.
It's not the idea that it might be broken, it is going to be broken.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to get some of the monies that's coming through this county and this city.
Okay, all right, let's go further then.
And it's about the small disadvantaged and emerging businesses that's coming up before us as a new project and a program. We have had conversations about this in other times, and we didn't seem to come to no agreement by conversation. But I'm here tonight to say that this city is now a metro city.
This is the city of Valdosta, Georgia.
And we do have some problems in this city along racial lines and everything else. And the way that we're going to need to address this as a whole and as a people, as a man was saying about Dr. King, the monuments are fine. We don't need no monuments. We need jobs. We need power to be shared. You know, this city is set up with all white structure powers, no question in that. We got people in positions that's the councilmen, but we got to realize the facts. It's time now that we got to have some money, some economic development on the other side, on the south side, where we can get some things done. I met with the man by the name of the famous psychologist Marvin Dunn from the International University of Miami.
Now let's pause. That's the same person we going?
Yes.
Who purchased the land down here? Am I correct?
Right.
And did he call Miss McNair? Or do you know?
Yes, he did.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Yes, he did.
All right, let's continue. So that is the same Marvin Dunn. Okay.
Yes.
I'm practically, as you can say, is a nobody, but I am somebody. And I want to say this, and it's not a joke, it's not a threat, these are facts. We're going to take legal positions from the Brotherhood of Concerned Citizen Economic Development and on behalf of the Black Business Association that the word minority is no longer used, so therefore we don't feel that there's no fair shakes, there's nothing going to come down this pipe more fair. And we're going to need everybody to try to get involved so that we as a city can sit down and start discussing the issues. I know the word minority may seem like something and we discuss genocides and stuff like that, but there have not been nothing fair about this city as far as jobs, where people can get jobs and projects. See, I was a former business owner and I worked for Waste Management as a vendor ever since 1983. The Solid Waste Authority headed out of New York, it owns MGM and Universal Studios. And I've done work for half of the state to have did projects up to $2.5 million, and I ran half of the state of Florida as a vendor for waste management and refurbishing sanitation equipment as well as building dumpsters, roll-off tubs, and other things. We also have general contractors in our families. And, you know, I was informed that I didn't want to work. I have esophageal cancer, and I have approximately 3 to 5 years of survival rates to live. My survival rate is like 0.085%. And I'm dedicating the rest of these days that I do have to promote entrepreneurship. And I'm hoping that this whole system, I was informed by business people from this community, major predominant business folks, when we first come here with our companies. I got acquainted with the Langdale family, Mr. Langdale. I got acquainted with the Copelands out there. These all are very good and decent people.